Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast Play One vs. World's Life is Strange fan podcast. This is the StrangeCast X Lost Records Journal podcast episode, our Patreon special, the final episode of 2025 as well. I'm one of your co-hosts, Adnan and Riaz. My co-host Adam Evalt is here. Adam, you here?
I'm here. I cannot wait for this year to be over. I hate this year. Side note on that, tangential, I guess. Tangential, whatever. I get paid to make music, not to speak. Ignore this podcast. But a lot of people that I know that said that like this year was like not the worst, but probably like the most they held back year. Like everybody feels like they've been held back in 2025, like from buying a house to starting their jobs to like getting things done. It just felt like a slow, held back year. Like what do you think about that?
No. my life hasn't been held back. I think you've probably seen the stuff that I've been doing. It's constantly busy.
Yeah. I just feel like this year for America, at least, like it's been just like frozen. Like nothing's really progressed. You know, everything's been held back. I'm telling you right now, in America, it feels held back right here.
There's some blippy periods, and I think I think there were some big standout events. I think like the market turmoil.
Like we took the tariffs away from the penguins, so that's good.
There's like some market turmoil periods and certain things like here. I think the job climate is getting difficult. I think it's harder if you're probably younger getting into places. I think that's maybe why it's more difficult. But for me, no, it's just been another constant year of highs.
We're the new boomers, baby.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, people have unfortunately missed the first hour-length episode of this episode because me and Adam were talking about celebrities in discourse, which in its how, do you know what, I should just hit record. That would have been a great episode, actually, the commentary that was going on there. But yeah, I think, it's been an interesting year. So, but yeah, we are at the end of 2025, which is always a big one as well. So, before we start as well, if you are new here, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, and share it with your friends. We're almost at 2,200 subscribers, so if you can help us get that, that's amazing. And StrangeCast and the Lost Records Journal are both available on podcast services. Check us out on Spotify with the video versions, Apple Podcasts. You can go and rate us there, you can go and download us, and you can go and check out the episodes as they become available, and you help boost our visibility as well whilst you're supporting us. So for anyone unfamiliar as well, because obviously we do still have people joining us the Patreon, so thank you and welcome to the Patreon. There will be a Patreon incentive coming in the first week of January. I actually need to speak to Adam about that in a minute afterwards. But there's a Patreon incentive coming in January as well. There's no time frame designated for it at the moment, but I will put it out there just for people to check out. And if you want to get involved, you can get involved. But this is our Patreon episode. Usually we set up a Patreon every single month with a post where people can make a custom-made episode with their topics and whatever suggestions they have, so you can put whatever you want in there. And we kind of follow your lead to make the episodes, and we split into two parts as we usually do. So one of our custom episodes is built on what your suggestions are. So there's quite a few things in here, some interesting topics as well in here. Should we kick things off?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's see what Kevin has to say.
Well, there's only one Kevin. Kevin Kestis has disappeared from the podcast recently. So it's just, we have one Kevin. So for anyone unfamiliar, as I said, here's our Patreon post as well. We put out every month, and then people can put topics in, and we've had different ones. There is a new person in here as well that hasn't actually popped in this one as well. I don't know if you want to go to that first, because it'll be quite heavy for what the conversation is. But we have got familiars with Lost fans. Kevin Lackner's in there. Ashlyn Nala's in there. Our one at the bottom, who's the first person submitted, who hasn't submitted to a StrangeCast yet, or the crossover podcast, which would be interesting. Would you like to kick off with one of the other three first? And I will come on to the other one.
Yeah, let's kick off with one of the other three. What about this 2025?
Should we? Where are we going?
Describe your 2025. Your 20 with a still image. You just passed it, buddy. It's the one you replied to.
There you go. Describe. Yes. So there's Ashlyn Nala. Says, describe your 2025 using a still of any Life is Strange game or Lost Records.
Oh man, let me just.
Which? That's quite a hard one, to be honest, as well. I think I've got one.
Yeah. What is it? Well, let me see it.
Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm going to try Google Images. Oh, I can't seem to find a good image of it.
Yeah, I thought it had my image.
From that image up in that kind of way.
I got mine.
I've got yours. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So, when Trump was inaugurated,
Oh my god.
not again, not now.
So Max Caulfield for listeners, Nosebleed, not again, not now, from episode 2 Our Time. And
I would say
yeah,
20,
I think that's
2025. Yeah, 2025 felt like 2020 to me. Again,
I think especially your job little fiasco, I think that's definitely kind of representative of it in later stages of 2025. Yeah, very good. I've got one as well.
That's my image. Yeah.
I'm going to go upgrading though. I'm not going to still image. I got a GIF or a GIF as they call it as well, depending on what it is. So this is mine. Make of that what you will. It's if anyone who's listening on the video on the audio version, it is Dave Madsen punching Mr. Jefferson in the dark room in episode 5.
Now, are you Jefferson? I'm assuming.
I don't know. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do Sam Bradley. Leave it to interpretation of the art form of what you decide. I'm going to say make of that.
I'm going to say you're both. Adnan is both characters.
Jesus Christ. Like, yes, some like fiction. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know what it is though. I think it's kind of like, I think there's a lot of things there. Mr. Jefferson getting caught out of surprise, Dave Madsen punching him. There's a UFC takedown from Dave Madsen when he's like on the floor, just like knocking him out. Also, as well, how this was 10 years that anniversary of like Dave Madsen getting shot, and that I'm on him. Kick the table, David. I'm on it, Max. He gets shot. 10 years. Like, how has this happened? He goes from like being the biggest like pussy in the world of like fighting Jefferson to doing this like two-handed combat, like Solid Snake. Look at him. Yeah. That's like proper like CQC little action, and it's like, right. Oh my god.
So that's what Michelle Cole wants to do to me every episode.
I think so as well. I think what Sam wants to do as well too as well. A couple of times.
Yeah.
He's
a whole donut. Just lining up like that one scene from Family Guy. It's like, Stewie, calm down.
He is a massive dweeb, isn't he, Mr. Jefferson?
I mean, based on his actions of what is happening in the dark room, yeah, I would classify him as a just a dweeb. Yeah.
The little incel, that's what he is. Yes. But yeah, that's, I think, our 2025 summed up in an image. So yeah, thank you for that. Adam, should we continue on?
Yes.
The end of year celebrations. It feels weird that we're at the end of the year as well. Still not settled in yet. Yeah, my God. Should we go to Kevin Lackner?
Yeah.
How we'll go to the Simpsons one because we've just done that one. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh, actually, let's go. I don't know if he's taking the mick with this or not. I feel like he is. Adam, if you're up for it, share a pasta Christmas story. I'm sure there's some gold to be found.
Man, where to begin? So for those who maybe you're just new subscribing, I used to be a youth pastor. I was a youth pastor, like both like intern, like going from intern to my practicum to being a full-fledged youth pastor. That was a 10-year period of my life. So there was one time where like I'll also two, because the first one was just kind of like, dude, what are we doing here? There was one Christmas, I want to say it was 2016, that Christmas actually fell on a Sunday, right? And so they are like, I remember we had multiple meetings, me, the elders, the pastor, like we're all just like, what do we do with this situation? Like, do we close church on Christmas Day because no one wants to be here? Or do we open? Like, it was just like an ethical thing of just like, even I was just like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, do you stay open on Christmas or you do close for Christmas? Because we want to spend time with our families on Christmas. But then the whole argument is like, well, we open on Easter Sunday. Like the whole reason for Easter is that we're open on Sunday. So we're just like confused of like what to do. I think we ended up not having service on Christmas Day. I think that's what we ended up doing. I can't even remember because here's how the story goes. I was let go from that church a week before Christmas. So I didn't go to that church Christmas Day. So I was let go the week before Christmas from that church. The other story that I have for you, man, there was another church that I worked for, and they were trying to do a Christmas pageant. And dude, they tried to get me to rally like these teenagers. We're talking now. I taught Gen Z, so the Gen Z who is like, I'm too cool, like I don't want to be cringe, kind of stuff. Trying to get Gen Z kids to dress up for a Christmas pageant and in front of all their families. And they're like, well, Adam, you got to rally all the kids. Like, you got to get like 30 of your kids to do this. I'm like, dog, that is a higher task than you thought. I think I may have gotten 3 to solidly do it. And I had to like say, like, dude, where's I'm gonna make up names right now, just like not, say a kid's name here. Like, oh, where's David at? Like, where's David? Oh, I don't know. I'll Snapchat him. And then they couldn't get him through Snapchat. Like, well, I'll get him through Reels or I'll message him on Instagram. None of the answers was text him like on a phone. It was all Snapchat, Instagram. Let me tweet at him. Like, it was nothing. Everything but text him. So that was a nightmare, dude. But yeah,
Shame
working
on
as a
you.
pastor.
Shame on you for not dressing up as the holiday armadillo and teaching them a lesson, just like Ross did.
I actually was Joseph during that, so I was the cuck in the story. My wife, of course, was Mary, but I was the cuck. Yeah, working as a pastor during Christmas, it wasn't as bad as Easter. Easter was the worst day, dude. Easter was the worst day to be a pastor, just because it was like you are locked in, like you are not leaving that facility for like the longest time, dude. Christmas, it was just kind of like we're all tired, we don't want to be here. We're all just gonna like we're kind of checked in, like kind of stuff. It was kind of like an easy give, but Easter was your big day, like so. I don't have a ton of Christmas stories because again, we were all kind of checked out by that point. But I will say when Christmas fell on the Sunday, those meetings were just like we're all like, what do we do? We're all just because we are checked out. So we're just like, what do we do? So I would say that's a Christmas story as a pastor.
The pastor stories are always something else as well. It's I was like my favorite one was by far. I remember that conversation with Abby. It was like, she's like, was he a pastor? It's like, he was a pastor and he was Jewish. It's like, what was going on there? I was like, yeah, I don't really ask because I'm too scared to ask what the actual answer is.
Whenever I taught about Jewish holidays, the church hated it, dude. They hated it because they always wanted to put on Purim parties. So Purim is the book of Esther, how the Jewish people were saved from a massacre, a genocide, if we will. I know it happened before. But I wanted to talk about that and how Jesus celebrated Jewish holidays. Oh, the church hated that. Oh, they hated it. No. They did not. They were not fans of me celebrating Jewish holidays. So, but I did it anyway. I'm not a pastor anymore. I'm quite the opposite. I'm a line cook. So, but yeah, there's your Christmas story. Yeah,
he found Jesus in his chef's knife. So there we go.
Yeah. I found Cthulhu.
But yes, okay, we'll go into our next one. So let's go to Lost Fans, and then we'll bring out our surprise new entrant into the comments, because Adam doesn't see this, unfortunately. Well, actually, fortunately, I'm going to say you don't see that because I like that you can come on to it without anyone knowing. I'm going to say this is serious, Adam, but also let's do one unserious and an actual serious. So, Lost Fans put here, we've pretty much we've seen pretty much the same predictions for the DE sequel over and over, Chloe, Avengers Assemble, and so on. I'd like to hear from you two from the comments the most unhinged DE2 predictions you could come up with. Mine is that Sora from Kingdom Hearts shows up and gives Max the Keyblade to fight Safi, while One Wing Angel plays in the background. Adam, so unhinged, but I will say, just for the sake of the title and the video, give me a serious one as well that you actually think will be likely to appear in DE2 as well.
From the comments or like my own thoughts?
Yeah, no. So let's do the obviously Lost Fans comment there, which is the most unhinged one. But then also after that, give me I'll give you an unhinged one, you give me an unhinged one, and then we'll do a proper unhinged actual prediction for DE2, which
Yes.
just so I can put it into the title, and it makes it easier to actually find a title topic for this as well.
Well, like the most unhinged one I saw, and you have to remind me what the whole context was, but they go back in time and their parents are Jack the Ripper.
Oh, it was the Jack the Ripper comment, yes, from the StrangeCast. Yes, that was the one.
I was like, what the hell is going on with this? Are you serious right now? I would say, like, Max going back to find that our ancestor is Jack the Ripper, and I'm just like, we'll play Assassin's Creed Syndicate and you'll be just fine. Download
But you
the
got
DLC
this
for
one
that.
though. There's tons though. You can have like Max getting Power Wash Simulator and blowing Moses off the roof.
No,
They
that
have
was so
observatory or
unhinged.
something.
Jack the Ripper being in a Life is Strange game is the most unhinged I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Do you want me to tell you how I do mine? So I'm going to say
that?
mine would be an unhinged one. Would be that Max joins like a cult in the game, and it's like almost WWE 1990 style, like the Ministry, the Corporation, everything else was happening in the great peak eras of the Attitude Era, and then you have the higher power scene which happens. It's this cloaked figure. And you see in the GIFs as well, the famous ones where it reveals and it's Vince McMahon, and he's like, "It's me, Austin. It was me all along." And the cloaked figure is Jonathan Stauder. So Max is in there in the cult, and he pulls off the hood, and he's like, "It was me, Deck 9 and Square Enix. It was me all along." That's my prediction. Dude. Absolute cinema. And then you have some Aisha Farah line that happens in the background, where it's like, "Oh, I thought this was happening. I thought there was a Stockholm syndrome or something." It's like, yeah, absolute cinema. That's what I do for
I will
Unhinged.
I will give you my serious take though on the next sequel of DD2. My prediction is that
I want to hear an Unhinged one first. You need to answer Lost Fan here. We need to hear it.
I did the Jack the Ripper one. There's nothing more that I can say that like Jack the Ripper is going to show up. Like there's nothing more unhinged than that. Why is Jack the Ripper involved? Like that's
Michelle Coe could turn up. So in episode 5, for example, in episode 5,
well, like
Polarized, he's in that episode.
Yes,
Michelle could come up with it, and his character could make a return in the next game, and he just like go off.
My serious one though is on the unhinged side is that you're going to see the most imbalanced story writing that you've ever seen in your entire life. Like that's my serious and my unhinged one. Because think about it like this. A lot of people say that episodes 1 through 2 of DE2 were for Double Exposure were the best ones. And that's true. They were the best ones. They had a strong start. But then from 3 to 4, you had this thing that on the inside, a lot of people were laid off. A lot of switching hands, a lot of teams from other Deck 9 departments came in to help fix it. Like we learned this from like just like separate interviews and whatnot, but there was the changing of the hands and nothing flowed right. But now when DE2 is being in production, right, we have all the leadership laid off. We have a mass majority of Deck 9 laid off. And now you have people coming in, scrambling, trying to get it running. You are going to see the most disjointed game you're ever going to see. It is going to be like, this is my serious point. Double Exposure 2 is going to be the most forgettable Life is Strange game of all time. I'm going to say that right now. That is my serious take. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to be good. It is just going to be a game that we all played. That's where I'll end. Like Double Exposure, shout out to the person that likes Double Exposure in the comments. Shout out to you. Like I honestly respect you for paying that money and enjoying your product. I always want that to happen. I want you to buy a $70 game and I want you to enjoy that game. But let's say this, like Double Exposure is probably the worst Life is Strange game to ever come out. Like for the fans' sake, this is going to be the most forgettable. I'm saying that right now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people pick it up though as well. That's the other thing. Like you've already put yourself on the back foot, haven't you, with it?
Yeah, because like no one's going to buy it. It's going to be forgettable. Like, oh yeah, Double Exposure 2.
This is why the DLC thing never made sense as well. I went and looked at the source of that, and I was like, well, yeah. I was like, it makes there was no rumor to it. Like rumors have to be like substantiated on something which kind of gives credence towards it. Like if it's like a playtester that you can actually at least like verify or something else along those lines. It has to be at least credible with some kind of ounce of something. But like those leaks, I went and read it on the Reddit, so I was like, no. That's all the thoughts. I was like, no, not happening. I was like, it has to be on that. And you also, again, my argument, why would you release a game as a DLC component to a game that's already underperformed and commercially sold? The only caveat you would say is the collection, and the collection they didn't even market. Like, and the only reason I could say that they make it quote unquote a DLC is if they brand the sequel that instead of the actual game. So instead of making it Life is Strange Double Exposure 2, they just spin that off as just a pure sequel and a pure DLC, instead. And that's the argument that you have to make that a thing. But otherwise, no, you wouldn't.
That's what I mean.
You have to sell something. Like
it's going to be safe. That's what it's going to be. Like there's nothing. I don't think Double Exposure is going to be unhinged like people think. I think it's going to be a safe and predictable Life is Strange game. I think Square Enix is going to come in. We're going to see Life is Strange 1 once again. You know, because we made the argument here that True Colors felt like Life is Strange 1, the same sort of fashion. Like I think we're gonna have the same opinion about Double Exposure 2. That it's just gonna be Life is Strange 1's formula all over again, and it's gonna be so forgettable. Like that's what it's gonna be.
I mean, it's going to even be more detrimental because of how much they're axing Square Enix people and they're axing Deck 9 people. There's no this game will come out just with controversy and everything else swarming around it. There's no this game's in even worse position than the first game. The first game was already an unwinnable project on paper. Like all the parameters, everything else that was set there, it was just unwinnable. You saw the final product as it came out. You saw the test leaks and stuff. With like an actual prediction of this game, you're too boxed in to make big changes and sizable changes and to make, you know, like big pivots to kind of like things. Could it appease people? Maybe. Maybe, but you can do only soft pivots in certain places. I think that's the issue with like on a serious prediction when, as you said, it's going to be
safe. It's going to be safe.
Yeah, but I think it's not going to be enough though, because like even if you think about little scope things in the game as well, even if you put price fuel back together, right? The next question someone's going to say is, why did you do it in the first place? And it's like, and then it goes back to your point where you're like, dig your heels in. You've made your mistake, stick with it, because then you look like you're pussyfooting out of the situation. And it's like, and then you basically look like you made a U-turn. And the worst thing, that's always one of those things that happens with politicians when they U-turn. You look even more embarrassed by doing it because it's like you can't U-turn on something. If you've done something, you commit to it, you go forward and you try and do that. So it's the same with price fuel. It happens if it ends with like, you know, Max and Chloe getting back together, people are literally going to be like, okay, some fractions of price will be like, okay, I'm very content with that. Others are going to be like, well, what was the point of that? It's like, and then that's the other justification you have to give for people. I agree with you. I've already thought that Double Exposure was an unwinnable project the way that it was set up. This one's just deeply unwinnable, and there's only
not going to be winning. Like it's straight up like you can ask for an unhinged prediction, but I'm telling you right now, it is going to be the safest Life is Strange we've ever seen in our lives.
Well, safe.
We thought about that. Safe for all the. We all thought that True Colors was safe, but really, this is going to be the most vanilla Life is Strange we've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I think it's just gonna come out and you're gonna be like. I think where Square does whatever it does afterwards. Cause obviously, the London branch is pretty much dead, and the same with the North American one. I think it's going to be all the signs are there for what's going to happen, which is a shame as well because whoever's working at the end of from the Deck 9 team, if you gave them the autonomy, I think they would make you a very good game. I think they're just not going to give them that level of autonomy. My prediction is, and I have a weird feeling that this is going to happen as well, and they're going to do this. I think they're going to bring back Max's rewind powers, and they are going to mess this up even more.
Well, that's what I mean. It's going to be vanilla. It's going to be vanilla. It's going to be like, well, she has rewind now.
But vanilla for all the wrong reasons. I don't think they know how to work it, and I think they're going to walk back on it because, again, like there's certain things that Double Exposure does in the narrative which are like left open. Like they never say Max's powers are gone. They say it's atrophied, and it's very specific of saying it's atrophied or it's evolved. Max never loses rewind because she does it in the game. You see it with the sequence with Alderman when she like jumps back in the photo. Even the goofy like cutscene one where she does it as well. Again, she can still use it. And at the end of double exposure, if you try and use Max's power, she's like, I don't need to use it anymore. Like the splitting the timelines. I have a weird feeling. I have a weird feeling they're going to go back to rewind. And I don't think they're going to implement it as well as Don't Nod did. And I think they're going to do something which messes it up again. Because like then you go straight into the full, Don't Nod formula where it's like, people are very picky about the fact that Max is in photos where she can rewind them. Like she has to be in the photo to be to rewind it.
Yes.
I think they're going to do something like that specifically on another key plot point from the first Life is Strange, and they're going to peeve off people even more because I think they already did enough as it was with double exposure, but I think that's it. I have a weird feeling that rewind's coming back, and I think they're really going to mess it up as well. And I think just something's going to happen because I don't think there's enough time to implement it properly and to advance it as a thing. Like I think like when you look at the comics, when Emma evolves Max's power with certain elements, that's where the game gets like the idea gets interesting with Brian. Like pocket time, you rewind a certain part, so it's you fast forward a certain part, so it's like everything else still says. So basically, in principle, with pocket time, Max can like fast forward or like rewind something like a certain object. So for example, if it's a coffee and it goes cold, she can make it warm. So it's not everything that gets rewound in time. It's only a certain thing that you can do. So she gives it like her power. It becomes refined on certain things. So it gives you that kind of thing where it's like you can focus on a certain object. With this game, I don't think they're going to do it. And also as well, this is my unhinged one as well. Unhinged as well. Also serious.
Yes.
Because this would 100% unequivocally peeve off every other person. And history has shown that people have done this before. She rewinds the events of the entire game of double exposure and she retcons it all. So basically, everything that happened in the previous game gets retconned because you rewind so far back to the point where you start again. That's unhinged and also a serious one because it would peeve off so many people if they did that.
100%. Like that's the thing. It's like I think this can be vanilla, like you said, in all the wrong reasons. I don't think we're going to. Yeah, I just don't think so. I don't think this is going to be. I don't know. I think it's going to be just super forgettable. Like that's all it's going to be. That's all I have really to say about double exposure too. It's like you gotta really stop thinking about Unhinged and start thinking about it as like how can we make money in a safe way, I think we're just going to see a Life is Strange 1 format. That's what it's going to be. We're going to see a Jetterson. We're going to see like all these copies. You know what I mean? It's going to be safe,
Will there be a sponsor in the game?
No one's sponsoring this.
They won't do the Doc Martin or the Polaroid deal again.
No one's sponsoring this game. 100%. Not a single company is going to be like, yeah, we're going to be out of this. Like, there's going to be products that they bought to make people hype for it, but there's not going to be a sponsor. 100% zero.
Yeah, I do wonder what's going to happen. I think the other one will be we'll see a photo of in a newspaper where Mr. Jefferson's cleaning walls down for community service. And it's he's using the power wash simulator. He's like cleaning the wall. That's my other cross.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we might see like power wash simulator again, collaborations. Like there's going to be marketing, but like not like how are they marketing the game now? Next question.
Well, I imagine they've probably made Lucy Hale, Izzy, and everyone else do their jobs before they've laid them off, unfortunately. So everything is like marketing done and you just roll it out, and then you probably hire a third-party external PR company and they'll just post out review codes and whatnot to other people. So I imagine that's what the process is going to be for this. But yeah, I do wonder that. So yes, thank you for the question though as well. There's some unhinged and some serious ones. Adam, let's go to our new person as well. Okay. Actually, not new person. They've been here for ages, which I always like them as well. I have spoken to them.
I hope it's Pricefield.
Pricefield.
Yeah.
Nicefield.
Nicefield. Yeah, Nicefield.
Disrespect there again. Absolute disrespect on Nicefield.
I have nothing nice to say about Nicefield.
Anyway, Adam, The first one was our comment, and it's from Carly, who's been on our
yes.
done some of our questions for our other interviews, and put a very interesting one, which was, would love to hear your thoughts on the finale of Pluribus, if you're following.
I don't have Apple TV. I'm never going to have Apple TV, so I don't know. I have
So,
nothing
for
to
the
say.
people who don't know, here it is.
Yes.
This is Pluribus. This is on Apple TV, as Adam said as well. It is made by Vince Gilligan. You know Vince Gilligan from Breaking Bad, from Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So it is on there. It's 9 episodes. Adam.
Who is the actress's name? I loved her in Better Call Saul, though. It's like I thought she was phenomenal. So in
which in Better Call Saul?
Better Call Saul. Yeah. But the main actress's name.
This. Riaz Sion? Yeah, she's in this show.
Yeah, no, she is. Is that her? I can't see the picture. But anyways,
yeah, sorry. There she is.
But yeah, the main actress. Yeah. Oh, dude, she's phenomenal, dude. Absolutely phenomenal.
She's a lead character in this one.
Yeah. So you've seen Pluribus.
I watched every single episode since Thursday evening when she posted that comment. Which is a big ask for me to commit to something. We're recording on the 27th of December on the Saturday in the afternoon, my time, and Adam's morning. And I sat down after I saw that comment and she posted it very quickly on Patreon. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. So I've watched all 9 episodes of this TV show. I went in blind without looking at it. I only looked at the poster of it and then her Carly's comment. And I knew as well, for example, I knew Michelle had posted about this. I searched up, I was like, Michelle must have tweeted about this. I remember seeing something about it. And Michelle really liked it. So I was like, okay. I watched the 9 episodes. And even when you look at Carly's comment as well, when she sent it as well, where she's like, would love to hear your thoughts on the finale of Pluribus if you're following it. I was like, oh, it must be like a really gripping hint. Like, for me,
yeah,
to convince me to watch something.
Yeah.
To convince me to watch something, I have to like get hooked into it. I don't like when it's like, oh, you need to do it for this. I'm like, you have to give me a hook for it. So that gave me a hook. So I was like, it must be really good at the ending. I watched this TV show. It's very divisive, Adam, on the finale and other parts of it. It's got a lot of critical acclaim.
Yeah. I've heard I'm mixed. Yeah.
I'm very mixed on this TV show. So I'm going to try and stay away from spoilers. I don't want people to kind of feel like you have to skip past. If it does come into spoiler territory, I will say, and then, fast forward to the next section. I'm not going to give you any context to this show because I kind of want you to watch it for yourself. Don't watch any of the trailers. Don't read the description. Watch it because it's quite interesting as a concept. All you need to know is Vince Gilligan makes this. So Vince Gilligan is the creator of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, has a big resume in TV. I watched the finale before he came out. I watched it last night when I was watching it. Oh boy, I had a lot of things to say about this show.
Yeah.
And towards the end, it was not good. There's great things with this TV show. The aesthetic is beautiful. He has a very David Lynch style, Vince Gilligan, when he shoots things. Like you've seen Breaking Bad, you've seen Better Call Saul, you've seen things which like he shoots in a very aesthetically beautiful way.
I've seen El Camino.
Well, I mean, God, I hate that. Was another thing that really rattled me. With Vince Gilligan. I was like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Like, you already had the perfect conclusion to one of the best TV shows that you've ever made, or even in TV history. I watched this TV show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of potential here. So look, there's a lot of criticism at the minute about pacing and stuff. Pacing becomes a big issue with this TV show in terms of the discourse that's happening. And we're not diminishing it to TikTok mentality and stuff. There is a pacing issue with this show because one critique I can give, for example, is 9 episodes. The 9-episode TV show structure doesn't work because we're diluting from the original TV show, the ones that I watched back in the 2000s where you had more episodes in a season. This TV show, for example, the series, could have been done in 3 episodes. I'm not even lie. You could have told the entire story. You're literally ripping the contents out to like spread it across episodes. You're really trying to like get people hooked into this, and it's not got enough meat on the bones. They've renewed it for another season, and there were so many things with this show which I thought were interesting, like premise, story, even the characters. Actress, wonderful. She's a very good actress as well. She's very much leads it. by far for me, and I haven't even finished Better Call Saul. I always keep checking out of it and stuff. It's Vince Gilligan's weakest work to date, in my opinion.
From what I've heard about it, yeah, that sounds right. But I will say this about Apple TV though. They do give shows a chance. They do give a chance to grow.
And you know what though? But for the wrong reasons though. When you said that, thanks for mentioning that. Because one thing for me at least, I've watched 3 TV shows from Apple which they produced: Ted Lasso, Pluribus, and Silo. One thing that happens after the first season of those 3 TV shows, and we haven't seen what happens in Pluribus after this yet. After the first season of Ted Lasso and Silo, when you watch those and you get into the second season, you kind of like, well, what was the point of the first season? Because you've established certain things, but it repeats so many beats. Like Silo, for example.
And
My
we
brother's
talked
checked
about
out
this.
of it.
I read the book.
Yeah,
And I'm going to be getting into Shift pretty soon.
It'll be interesting to see what you think about it, because it shifts massively from like the book, but like the way that the story goes in the second season.
It does. Like we were comparing notes, and I was like,
yeah,
that's not what happened in the book. Yeah.
And my brother's checked out the side. He really got rattled by the second season, didn't like it at all. And it's like, for me as well, what happens is I'm sat there for the first couple of episodes thinking, what have we achieved here? It's like you could literally have gone straight into it, but it's almost like this soft reset at it. And it's like, what's the point here? And it feels like an Apple TV effect where it's like, actually, let's just expand and dilute the seasons more than needs to happen. So it feels like with this as well, I genuinely will say this, you could start, we haven't even seen this yet, you could start the second season without even watching this first season, because they'll set everything up for you, because the bare minimum information you need to know, you'll figure out within the first episode of the second season, because there's not enough that's happened here. And this show, like, for example, not just the pacing, one of the things that happens with this TV show, the camera is fixed on our main character. So our main character, I think her name's Carol. Let me just double check this as well. Yes. Yeah, it's Carol Strucker, who's your main character, right? You're fixed on her. The camera is constantly fixed on. She's your main character. You have about 12 or 13 main, 10 or 12, 11 supporting characters. They only come into the story when it needs to. Like later on, one of them takes a bit more of a prominent role. I'm not going to again spoil it, but it's like, that's when it starts to be like, oh, actually, maybe there's a bit more of a dynamic here of changing things. And what happens here is, this is what happens with TV. So let me take one of the greatest TV shows ever made, and I believe this fully. Lost, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Does the camera always you've watched the first couple of seasons, haven't you, Lost, right?
I've watched 5 seasons.
Yeah. So in dealing with this, like, for example, who is the main character of Lost?
We already discussed this. There's not really a main character. I mean, of course, like the
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, thank you.
So the argument would be that Jack is the main character in Lost, right? Even some people would argue the island is the main character, which would make sense.
I would say Jack, Saeed is the main character, but yes.
I love Saeed. But this is where, again, where it works well, because, for example, Jack is just a guy. He's a normal human being. He's Dr. Jack. We don't care about Dr. Jack's boring life as it is. He drives the narrative forward. What you have is you splinter off to the main characters. So Jack, Sawyer, and Kate will drive the story forward. Yes, and at the same time, you have all the other characters. So, for example, if the camera pans over to Michael and it's telling his flashback and it's telling his story, you're not annoyed, because you're like, actually, what is Michael doing on the island? What's his story in this entire thing? So there's an overarching story happening, and you're learning other things. So your character is constantly, your main focus is happening, and then the main characters that are in the story keep following. So it's like, whether it's Shannon, whether it's Saeed, whether it's Hurley, Charlie, all the characters keep doing this.
Would you argue, though, that the main character in Lost is the friends he made along the way?
And that as well. Yes, and those as well. Yes, yeah. And John Locke, because we all love John Locke. But basically, that's how the narrative goes. So again, here's another example. The Walking Dead does it as well. Rick Grimes is your main character, right? We had The Walking Dead. I know one of our Patreon users weren't happy, but better where The Walking Dead does this compared to this show. Rick Grimes is your main character. Story splinters off to other people. We go to other people because we fix it. What's Carl doing? What's Daryl Dixon doing? We need to know what these other characters are doing whilst Rick does Rick things, because he's a police officer in a past life. He's also quite boring at times. So you need to kind of like draw him into different directions. The camera is constantly on Carol. You literally watch parts of episodes where she is just drinking herself into oblivion, where you sit there watching certain parts, it drags it on Carol. It drags it. Drags. And one of the things with this show, with Carol. I'm sorry, Carly. I don't know if you like the show or not. I'm really like thinking. She reminded me of Max from Double Exposure because she does things which are mind-numbingly infuriating for your character. Because like she has this moral compass and she breaks
Well,
it.
that
And
is a Vince Gilligan that's a Vince Gilligan style. You know what I mean? Like if you watch Breaking Bad like today, you're gonna see like things that like, why are you doing this, dude? Especially Skylar. Skylar in Breaking Bad. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Or if you get more into Breaking or Better Call Saul, Saul's character is just constantly breaking himself. That just seems like a Vince Gilligan style. Whether you're not like it or not, put it this way: Vince Gilligan is an alumni from the school that Bo Burnham went to.
yeah,
Like Tish, kind of Tish as a school, it kind of breeds the types of artists that kind of are a detriment to themselves. Like honestly, yeah.
Look, because like one of the things that happens as well, because like it's more advantageous to say it now. Like this is where I can put the defense out for it. Obviously, it's more advantageous to say it about Breaking Bad because all the seasons are out. So it's like when Walter White admits what he's doing is why he's doing it. It's like there's the vindication of like that's why he's doing it. He'll make this lie to say that he's doing it for the family. He wasn't. He was doing it for himself. So it kind of vindicates the character arc. With this though, as well, whilst you're doing this, even if your character does something and they hold by, like, I get it with Carol as well. She's a deeply flawed character in this TV show, deeply flawed as a human being, but it's the conviction she stands on certain points and then she flip flops. And I'm like, do not do that. It's a massive, horrible TV trope. Again, example, Adam, right? Example, you know this. What happens in Lost? Jack's main character arc, his first character arc following, what does he want to do? What is Jack's central objective in that first couple of seasons? To get off the island. He's like,
Yes.
I will do anything in my power to get off this island. He will even shoot John Locke as well if it needs to.
Can I show you something though? Screenshot?
Yes.
Screen share. When I say that Tish represents a lot of people that are just like very divisive. So we have Lady Gaga coming from NYU's Tish. We have Adam Sandler coming from Tish. We have Kristen Bell. Very notable. We have Alexis Bledel, who is notable for Gilmore Girls. Alec Baldwin, of course. James Franco. Billy Crystal. Martin Scorsese came from Tish. You know, Oliver Stone. Spike Lee came from Tish. Deborah Messing came from Tish. Kate Mara. Like we're talking. Yeah, we talk about like not really a detriment to themselves, but they know what they're going to do. Andy Samberg. Tish breeds artists that I shouldn't say a detriment to themselves. They breed confidence into saying like, know what you want, do what you want. There's again, go with Bo Burnham. Like he made amazing with Inside. But like, or even Vince Gilligan, Andy Samberg, Rainn Wilson came from Tish. Martin Scorsese. Tish is a breeding ground for Vince Gilligan style writing. So it could be Vince Gilligan or it could be his training in Tish. It's all the bad habits coming out to be.
I think it might be a bit both, to be honest, because he does it better in Breaking Bad, though. So it's like, for example, like if you compare this to Breaking Bad, look at the characters. So, for example, Walter White's our main character. And again, drug pin, king, you know, meth, empire, and everything else. Cool, that's Walter White. He's also, again, a very boring chemistry teacher. That's the entire point of him. So if you're watching that and the camera cuts to Jesse Pinkman, you're not bothered. And if it cuts to Skylar White, you're not bothered. If it cuts to Hank, you're not bothered because these characters are central to the stories. They're going to progress the story forward with you. So you need people to kind of do things. In this world where there's like a certain amount of characters which are meant to be interesting, they only come into the story when they need to. You're keeping the camera fixed on Carol and you're not doing enough to keep people vested with her. So for example, she does the opposite of a character in like Homeland, where it's like Carrie, who's like, you know, the reasons for her behavior are dictated by her mental condition, but you understand why she has conviction in what she fights for. And it's the same again with that entire point with Lost. Like Jack is going to get people off the island. And then when it happens, he reflects. He's like, hang on a minute, actually, I've developed here. It's like, actually, I understand why I shouldn't have done that. Your character evolves. This is a Gilligan trope, and I know it as well. The character doesn't do that, and it's infuriating for certain points. I'm like, this could be, if you had someone who just refined certain elements of this, it's very interesting as an idea,
Yeah.
as a concept, as what he's doing. It's got very smart comedy elements in it, in a sci-fi,
Yeah.
route with things. But oh my god, there are some infuriating moments as well. Like, even the finale has a very, very infuriating moment with one of the other characters that Carol knows, who does
Yeah.
what Carol should be doing across 9 episodes in one episode. And you're like, and we're like, are we really playing this game? And it's like, I get the justification for why the character's doing this as well. I can see it from both
Yeah.
optics, but you have to justify certain things. If your character is willing to die on this hill on certain things, they have to die on this hill with it. And you have to give enough reason for them to slightly pivot and then come back to things. I don't know what she thinks of this TV show. She left that very open-ended where she's like, what do you think of it? I don't know what she thinks of it. By the time I got to the end of it, I was like, I just literally got looped into another Apple TV show, which has done the same thing where it's ended on this 9-episode structure, or like a 10-episode structure, and hasn't set up anything for the second. It's like do you want what this show reminds me of as well? It's like,
Yes.
we deserve a second season without doing enough in the first season to prove it. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's just proving a point with the modern TV format. It's like where you used to have to justify being a good show. It's like, you look at the first season of Lost, Prison Break, look at all these series which are
Heroes.
like, 20 plus episodes in it. That's a season. Same with the Squid
Yeah.
Games one. That season 3. That is not season 3. That is season 3.5, and the next part is the remainder of it. It's not a TV show because it's not concise enough to tell a story. Even The Walking
Yes.
Dead went 10 plus in each season because it's like, we need to progress this. Cool, there's filler episodes. Cool, there's things happening. Still, the story progresses. I'm thinking of The Walking Dead watching this. I was like, actually, I'm giving The Walking Dead a hard time compared to this show because at least it's progressing it along, and it's not a
Yeah.
pacing thing. This is not a Ridley Scott Napoleon. TikTok brains have
This is
been
a
mad.
Vince Gilligan
No,
thing, it sounds like. Vince
this is a
Gilligan.
massive Vince Gilligan thing. This is like David
Yeah.
Lynch, Vince Gilligan-esque, but it's like
Not
Vince
just Vince
Gilligan in a
Gilligan.
way.
Again, I boil it down to, this is a Tish thing. Like, think
Yeah,
about Martin
massively.
Scorsese films. Like, Martin Scorsese is a very talented director, but he is just very, very stubborn in how he does things. Spike Lee entirely is a Spike Lee Tish. Like very. It is. It boils down to, like, people come out in the same way that Carnegie Hall. No, that's not the school name I'm thinking about. But there's another art school that's very, very prominent, but deals with classical. Like, you have to be classically trained to make it into there. It's the same school that Anthony Mackie went to. Anthony Mackie went to the school, and I can't remember, but he's very classically trained. But Tish is very much stand your ground. Like, you are an artist, stand your ground. That's what it comes down to.
He's standing his
So
ground. It's good. Go.
Yeah. Like, look at, honestly, people watching this, and as well as Adnan, like, look at the alumni for Tish, and you're going to see a pattern of people who are, whether it's a detriment or not, it is people who know what they want, and they're going to do the thing that they want to do.
Oh, it's a massive detriment. I believe it's even Vince Gilligan needs an editor, and even those like great filmmakers need him. Even Scorsese has it. Who's his editor? Is it Thelma? Who's Scorsese's editor?
remember.
Thelma Thingy something. Thelma Schoonmaker. Who was his editor?
Yes.
Was his editor? I think she died. Didn't she die? Did she die?
She died. Yeah. Sure.
No, she didn't die. She's still alive.
Wow. How old is she?
Which she's 85.
Oh my god.
But like,
yeah.
But there's the offset though from Martin Scorsese, because you wouldn't be able to tell he's massively from Tish all the way. She refines the process of the way the film goes, and that's where his films go, because he would be equally like Vince Gilligan, and it's not to your standing your ground is a good thing as well, and it is that. But like with the filmmaking, like art, like what they're doing and what they're trying to do for a modern audience, I if someone said to me, you watch this and you're checked out after 4 episodes, it wouldn't surprise me. Breaking Bad's the same. It's slow. You go back and watch the first season, it's very like difficult to kind of get back into because it's slow burner and it gets to where it needs to. But at the same time, The story is a lot
Sorry.
more.
The school I was thinking of was Juilliard. People who come out
Right.
of Juilliard. Sorry, that's not Carnegie, but yeah, people who come out of Juilliard are very much classical and they know how to act. They're very versatile. But yeah, it's very interesting when you look at like where these people came from. So
Yeah.
let's do 2 more questions before we wrap up things. 2 quick ones.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll say this as well. I want to know what she thinks of it because I'm very interested to see. Because I was deeply divided by this TV show, and I can see the signs there that are good. But I'm like, my God, if you watch this finale, when I got to the finale, I genuinely was like, hang on a minute, there's 4 minutes left, and then it happened. I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm
No.
like, I was like, what? I was like, literally, it was getting Apple TV formatting. If you're watching this, Carly, go and watch Silo. Go and watch Silo. Go watch Ted Lasso, the ones I've watched at least. You'll see literally pattern from season 1 ends to season 2. It's like, hang on a minute. Did I just watch 12 episodes? And what we established surface level commentary on certain things, but this feels like I've almost restarted from scratch. And it's like,
Yeah.
interesting TV show. Interesting TV show. There's a lot of things where I liked about it, but I think towards the end, it kind of soured it for me. I was like, it had everything in the making to get to a point where I was like, actually, this is a really good TV show. Look forward to it. For me, it falls apart at the end.
Ooh. I see Ashlyn, and Ashlyn's question right there is going to have to wait till the next.
Yeah, that's not a chance it's coming in.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to this one. So, actually, let's do that one because it'll fit into the thing there. So it's Kevin Lackner. Hey guys, thanks for a wonderful year. Thank you. And what are you doing during the Christmas holidays?
This one's going to be quick for Adnan. What do you do?
Nothing. I hate Christmas. Hate it.
So there's a combination. I hate Pluribus. I hate Christmas.
I'm from the school of Tish as well. I'm from the school of isms instead. No, despise Christmas. Can't stand it. I was literally doing my work, my other stuff that I was doing. I was like, no, not celebrating it. I will never have a Christmas tree in my house. Heaven forbid the person who ever decides to agree on that. If they do, well, God help you. Like, never having a Christmas tree in my. You will catch me dead in my pajamas taking a photo in front of a Christmas tree. There are things that you are more likely to see double exposure 2, 3, and 4 before that ever happens. Mark my words.
What I do for Christmas is like I chill. I really do find it a time to be like, hey man, like this is time for peace. This is a time for just like not just like regular, like, oh my God, it's a day off, but it's just like, hey man, let's just reset, kind of like put on some good vibes here, like have some treats every now and again. Don't think about the calories. Like really much just like Christmas is an empty mind holiday. Like, quite honestly, because even on your days off, you still got a full mind of just like, hey, I got to do things, got to get some errands done. But Christmas Day, most places should be closed, right? So everything's closed. You got nothing to do. I like to empty my mind on everything. So Christmas Eve, we celebrated Yola Bókaflóð, which is Christmas book flood in Iceland, where you exchange books and you just drink hot chocolate and read books all day. Christmas Day, we just chilled some more. On Christmas Day, finally, because it was on sale, I played Astrobot. I played the first. Yeah, dude, oh my God, Astrobot is so good, dude. Yeah, I love it. I love Astrobot. But yeah, no, just an empty mind day. Like, just empty your mind.
I wish I could have those days. But yeah, it sounds chill though. That and yeah, Astrobot's a great game. I really enjoyed playing that when I got the PS5.
That's so great.
So yes, no Christmas for me. Never happening. That's why I think I hated double exposure before I even played it. I was like, I'm not doing Christmas games. It's like unless it's like Halloween or like some other variation of holiday, I'll play it. But otherwise, no. I think, and you know what? Look, Pluribus wasn't Christmas, and I still was like mixed on it. Oh my God, that show, man! I'm gonna watch it again. It's really like left me conflicted. Really left me conflicted on certain things. I even Kojima tweeted about it. He put a post out there, and he didn't put a message with it. I'm like, what are you thinking, sir? I'm like, you're not like Michelle. Michelle was like, he really liked it. I was like, well, I'm like, what's Kojima thinking there? I'm like, he just posted a picture. No tweet.
Let's do one more quick question before we close out. One more quick question.
Yeah. So we'll come back to. I imagine Ashlyn will kick off the next episode with the Clare
Yeah,
obscure
probably.
one. Lost Fan. Is it? It is. Here we go. So, what is the best movie, not necessarily released in 2025, that each of you saw the first time this year?
Ooh. Best movie I've seen? Man, because like, man, I can only think of one. It was just more of like, I wouldn't even say it's the greatest movie of all time, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it could be during like recency bias. I really like Thursday Murder Club. I really wholeheartedly just enjoyed that movie because like I was telling Adnan about like the casting in this movie. Like it was perfect, dude. Ben Kingsley. But no, I will never call it the best movie of all time, but I just didn't really have complaints about it. I just thoroughly enjoyed my time watching Thursday Murder Club. So that's the best movie I've seen, just on the basis of like, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That.
Hmm.
To be honest, I've watched like really niche. I think there's a horror film that I recommended. I can't remember what it's called now. Where I was watching with my brother when I was in London, but I haven't really watched so many films. This is my New Year's resolution, which is that at least every week I'm going to try and watch a new TV show or a movie. Hence why I watched Pluribus, because like, okay, I need to kind of. I've kind of really fallen out of love with movies, which is a shame in certain places. No, I really
And
haven't
not to
watched
your
much.
detriment, because like what's coming out in theaters? You know, it's all just sequels.
I know.
It's all just sequels, dude. Like nothing's really
Sequels,
coming out.
remakes, games. Call me cynical all you want. You're here for watching it. I'm like, I proved my point time and time again. Where's the huge amounts of creative? I think that's why people probably like Pluribus a lot more as well, because it feels fresh in a world which is like
That's
we
what I mean, though. Like,
resaturate things.
there was a time in our childhood that you could go to the movies on a Friday night, not even knowing what's playing. You could just go, pick a movie, just throw a dart, and you're going to enjoy your time. Now it's just
Absolutely.
like you have to do your research. Like you really
Yeah.
have to do your research, or you have to watch the previous movie before. Like that's all
Yeah.
it is.
And there was a time in our time where you'd basically have like you'd have Stranger Things, you'd also have another thing that's like Stranger Things in the same era. Like, you know, in our era of that like Lost TV show, you had Prison Break on, you had Spider-Man and the X-Men series running in sync. You had like all kinds of like, as you said, variation of things. You wouldn't actually feel like, you know, I feel like you're kind of like a bit harsh now when you look about certain things. You go back and watch movies, and you're like, oh, actually, I probably get that a bit more of a harsh time than I did. But it was because the standards were, I would say, better in certain places. Yeah, but I think that's the main thing. Like, what am I going to go watch in the theaters? I really have looked at all the films. I'm like, my brother said my brother sent me the new Spielberg one. He's like, Spielberg's got something coming out, and I'm like, you told me
he
the
have coming
was it a trailer he sent me? I think he sent me a trailer for something. Where was it? Here it is.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day.
It was an official teaser that was put out for it.
Oh, Disclosure Day. Oh man, Emily Blunt. I'm on Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Anything Emily Blunt does, I'm all game for. And Colin Firth. Ooh, okay. I'm interested.
How old is Olivia? Oh, she's 42. Yeah, damn.
Yeah. So cool. But yeah, that's what I mean. There's not much, you know.
No, there isn't. There's not much going on in the industry where I'm kind of capped. I'm going to start catching up on a backlog of films. I'm really keen to watch The Whale with Brendan Fraser in it.
Yes.
So I haven't watched that yet, and I don't know what it is. It's something that's stuck out with me. I do really want to watch that because I think like his resurgence into films, which is quite miraculous as well. After what happened to him, which is tragic as well. But I'm keen to I'm kind of keen to dabble in the film industry this year with TV and kind of get a bit more like a taste of things, because I am quite cynical about video games, films, and movies for good reasons as well. I don't eat slot.
And books.
But I wish I could read. It's like one of my biggest like, well, I just can't focus on it, man. I wish I could I wish I had that as my hobby. It'd be like great. I could understand when you said chill out day. I'd love to take a book and go and sit somewhere and read it. My mind would just spin in 15 different places, and I'd probably start
audiobooks count as books. Audiobooks count as books. 100%.
maybe I'll give it a think.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't like supporting Amazon, but even if you subscribe to Audible, right?
yeah.
Audible has some great like Audible only books. Like right now they just did the full cast Harry Potter series, and it's not the cast from Harry Potter, but Hugh Laurie
Okay.
reads you Harry Potter, but like they got a full cast with it. Um Kit Harington is in Chamber of Secrets. Yeah, Kit
Okay.
Harington will read you will read you Chamber of Secrets. So but yeah, audiobooks count as books, dude, 100%.
Okay. But yeah, my plan is to at least invest in something. I've got a Good Girl's Guide to Murder to watch. I'm kind of keen on getting my fill of Emma Myers at the minute and just kind of watching some of her films. I watched one of her films. It was like this film that she's in where it's like based on the what's his face now? Oh god, the guy that abducted his daughter, Fitz something. Is it Joseph Fritzl's daughter? It was based on that. I think it's like it was this film that they kind of based heavily on that. It was not a very good film. It's deeply disturbing, but I know she's in that. It's very early in her career, but I'm very interested to see what she's at least kind of get more of a profile on her. But yeah, I've got a couple of films I'm going to watch. So unfortunately, I can't answer that because I probably haven't watched anything this year. It's only been kind of selective, but I will come back to that next year if you ask. But yeah, thank you for the questions, though. I think we'll wrap up here because obviously we've got the second part and there's a lot more to talk about in there. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully you get these before 2025. My plan is to do that because we're currently recording 27th of December. So I'm hoping to get these out before New Year. And we start afresh. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Big shout out to our Patreon subscribers, obviously, because they helped me make this. So big shout out to Kevin Lackner, Sunday, Clare McLoughlin, Jake, Carly, Goldberry, Kevin Kestis, Clarx, MrAnselmi, Spunger, The Lost Fan, Paul Groschke, Xavier, and Ashlyn Nala. So thank you so much for that. Actually, I believe there's someone else in there. There is someone else in there. Have I missed someone? Why do I feel like I missed someone on that? My mind is reeling at this point. Hang on a second. It's on one of the documents I've got here.
Did you say Goldberry? No, you did.
Yeah, I did. Yes, there is. There's a new one. Katelyn.
Oh, hi,
Got
Katelyn.
you.
How you doing? Got you,
Katelyn.
Katelyn.
I did not put it on the document, so thank you so much for that. I knew there's someone else, so thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. The second part will be back soon. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you think about Pluribus. Tell us what you think about it. I'll be very interested. Man, I'm thinking about that show so much. When I finished, I was like,
yeah, that's why I'm not on Apple Plus or Apple TV, just because like I know there's Severance. I know Severance is like everywhere, but it's just like, I'm just not interested in another subscription, dude. Like I'm just not interested. Yeah.
They do quality TV shows, Apple TV, but I'm also a bit susceptible about them making shows with filler content in mind, where it's like we are expanding already into more seasons, and then this season doesn't come out, I think, for Pluribus until 2027 or something. It's a massive wait. Yeah, and they're doing the same with like the wait for Silo and Ted Lasso. People are still waiting for these shows. It's like they're not the efficient.
The books are out, all three of them, baby.
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments for any of the topics. And yeah, stay tuned. The second part will be out soon. So before we leave as well, if you are new here, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, and share your friends. It helps support the channel, helps you keep up to date with the channel and all the other content that's coming into it as well. And also the both podcasts, the StrangeCast and Lost Records Journal, are available on podcast services, so check us out there. Go and rate us, go and download us. You help boost our visibility and you get instant access to the episodes as soon as they become available. See you in part 2, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.